good afternoon, good evening, good whatever it is, wherever you are. My name's Katie O. This is Moon Mama Musings. Welcome back to my living room for another energy people for the 26th of November 2021. Sorry, mosquitoes. Where we are in a waning gibbous moon in the sign of Leo. All right. Compromise today. We have goals, but we do recognize that being realistic is important. Yeah. So be straight from the get-go. Compromise can be made instead of risking disappointment later. All right. If you're embarking on some sort of endeavor right now and you believe that you have a doubt in your mind that you'll be able to hold true to the agreed upon parameters of this, be honest. Be straight, because it's better for you to tell someone, look, these are my concerns and I need to express them to you honestly now so that in the future, if something comes up, I don't express them to you when it's too late and when we can't fix the problem together. We can't collaborate anymore. So be sure to speak your truth and be sure to be honest with people. Be sure to try and have the foresight to understand and understanding of yourself, to see how possible outcomes can come of the situation that you're in, and cover yourself for potential mistakes or potential unknowns. Be straightforward right off the bat so you don't have to fuck yourself over later on, or so you don't have to recorrect or even disappoint someone later on. For example, if you're trying to, say you've got a friend who's selling their car, and you're like, great, man, I'm going to buy your car from you, but I'm going to buy it from you over the course of the next year. And I'm going to give you this much every month for the next year. And they're like, that's great. Sounds good. Yep, no problem. I'll sell it to you. But then something happens and you realize, oh boy, well, I'm going to have expenses that are very out of my control halfway through this year. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to meet that goal in those months. It's better for you to explain to that person what is happening straight off the bat so that they don't get any surprises. Because that's a good way to ruin friendships. Yeah. Just be honest. Just be straightforward and be willing to make compromises. For example, if you say to that friend, look, you're willing to sell me the car for $12,000 if I buy it over the next year, but I do foresee that those 2 months in the middle of the year, I probably won't be able to give you the full installments. So I'll give you 14, but let's do it over a year and a half instead. Or I'll give you 15 and we'll do it over a year and a half instead. Make sure you can make compromises. All right. Okay, we have 3 aspects I'd like to talk about. First and foremost, the moon in Leo is squaring Mars in the sign of Scorpio. Be brave and bold in transformative action, even if it challenges you right now. Okay, you've got this beautiful heart space that is very open. It's fortified. You're understanding courage. You're understanding all of these wonderful things. And you know that you need to take decisive action. You need to do things in order to transform your existence. But if there are challenges involved in all of that, then just be sure to use your open heart space and be able to communicate freely about it. The moon is also opposite Jupiter, and these expansive energies are pushing and pulling us in many ways. Yeah. Sometimes we can feel our heart will lead us astray, or we worry that our heart will lead us astray. You know, for example, if we're talking about that car example, you're like, well, I need the car and it's going to make me really happy and I want to make sure I can do it for myself and I won't get a deal like this again. But what if me trying to help out my friend and trying to take over this deal when I might not necessarily be ready for it, what if it shoots me in the foot? It's normal feelings, but I think that you should really trust that with healthy communication, especially with yourself, healthy communication to your subconscious, to your intuition, that you can be sure that you're exactly where you're meant to be. And this is exactly what's meant to happen. If you're having like a once in a lifetime opportunity with this car being presented to you, you know that it's a good idea to take it, absolutely. And if your heart is saying, yeah, my God, it helps your friend, it helps you, you're going to have a car that you like, that you know already, but maybe don't let that but be the complete, like, don't pass up a perfect opportunity because there's a but. There's always ways around a but, and especially if that but only comes on several months, maybe even years in the future, is there's always ways for you to, everything changes, right? You're constantly fluctuating, you're constantly changing, you're constantly growing. And as you grow and change, you're going to see things from different perspectives. And you never know. A lot of you are very, very, you're all very protected by your spiritual teams. You've got a lot of wherewithal in order to tap into your own intuition and all of that stuff. And you've made miracles happen before. So even if you have that concern about those 2 months where you're going to have those financial requirements, that you might not be able to pay your loan, like I said, be clear and communicative and explain this to the person, but also trust, like tell them, it's possible that I'm wrong. It's possible that I will be able to pay them, but I would just rather communicate to you now that there might be a challenge in this month so that it's no surprise. The universe is going to provide for you, and the universe is going to take care of you. And especially if you're doing your work and you're growing and you're expanding and you're healing yourself, you can find yourself in really surprising situations. And who knows, maybe just before that month you win the lottery and you're able to pay off the car in one shot. You never know. Okay, you really never know. Okay, the moon is also sextiling Black Moon Lilith. Black Moon Lilith is an asteroid that has to do with the shame about our actions from the past. And I spoke about Lilith the other day. Lilith did what was right for her, and people shat on her for it. Okay, but she still did what was right for her, even if it meant unfair consequences. And I believe that we are further recognizing that other people's reactions to us and our actions and what our ideals and our things that we know are true to ourselves, they're not founded in those reactions don't have anything really to do with us or with the way we've behaved or the way that we think. It has everything to do with that person's own fears. Okay, we really are realizing, and this is a healing aspect, because you realize, oh my God, I've always done things right. It's just that me being brave enough to do the things that are right for me made other people feel shitty about themselves. And that's not my fault. Okay, you need to recognize that just because you have success, if other people are taking it as a shot to their system, it's not your responsibility. You're doing what's right for you, and you're following your intuition, you're opening your heart space, and you're doing the brave thing. And those are all right. Those are all good. This is exactly where you're meant to be. But of course, it's going to be met with resistance from other people who are not doing the same work, who are not being authentic, who are not trying their best to the fullness of their ability to take risks and chances for their greater good, even if it means some challenges, some setbacks, some detours. And your willingness and your bravery to be able to do that, it basically energetically calls them out. But it's not your fault. You shouldn't be resisting doing things that are right for you because you're worried that it's going to make somebody uncomfortable. Okay? And if it does, it's more of a reflection of them than it is on you. And in fact, I do believe that you have to almost look at it in terms of a compliment to you. Because it's almost like them being threatened by your success really shows you how well you are actually doing. All right? And I know that's not comfortable because a lot of you are empathetic beings and you would rather have harmony with the people around you than to challenge them and make them feel shitty about themselves. But again, it's not your fault that they've chosen to feel shitty about the good things that you're doing. Instead of saying, oh my God, wow, this friend of mine is doing so well. This is so cool. They're expanding. I'm going to use them as an example instead of going, oh, it makes me feel bad about myself because I'm not ready to do that kind of thing. All right. Everybody is on their own journey and on their own path. And some people need a kick in the ass to move towards their truths. But if it makes them react strongly towards you, it's not your fault. Okay, it's not your fault. All right. Excuse me, I'm going to get a card of the day from the After Tarot, and I just want to point out that the Five of Wands is under the deck here. Five of Wands is all about conflict. So yeah, there's conflict around, my friends. But you know how to behave in a certain way to honor yourself. And like I said, if it makes other people feel uncomfortable, that's their prerogative, not yours. Just do what you have to do. You're where you want to be. All right, what's the energy of today? Let's start with this one. So first and foremost, we have the King of Swords. Okay, be true to your convictions. Honor your truths. Okay, and be willing to pass off the messages of those truths. The King of Swords doesn't even need to hold his sword. He has it firmly planted in the ground because he knows he's explored it. He's learned how to use the sword. He's done the sparring. He's fought battles himself. And he's come to a place where he can sit on his throne and honor that sword without even needing to touch it anymore. That sword is planted in a crown. Okay? So that truth exalts you. That truth that you have worked so hard to learn, it's going to put a crown on top of your head. Okay? And you're going to be able to pass on those messages to others. Now, we also had the Lovers and the Fool pop out here. Oh, and one more. And the Four of Cups. Ooh, interesting. Lovers, the Fool, and the Four of Cups. So, what this is showing me here, actually, all three of them. Let's keep this back. Especially with the fact that this is the after tarot. Okay, this is what happens just after the traditional images of tarot. So first of all, we have the Lovers here, something that is destined for us, something that is a counterpart to us, something that is a match for us. It can be a person, it can be a lover, but it can be a job, it can be anything. It's just a great, important, very, 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 very crucial to your development as a person. It's something that is meant for you. It's something that balances you. It is something that's your yin to your yang. It's something that is divinely guided and destined, and it will match you perfectly. All right. But when it comes about, sometimes we feel as if we're hanging on the edge, that we're only hanging on by the fingertips, that we've dropped all of our tools, and that we're at the cliff's edge is crumbling under our fingers, and we will fall to our death. We might feel that way sometimes, yeah, in the face of this, is going, oh my God, this thing is so important for me that what happens if I screw it up? What happens if the ground falls out from under me while I don't have very much of a foothold? And sometimes this leads us to refuse offers. Okay, we see red flags where there are none. We're looking at this Three of Cups where we're like, yep, I want to have celebration. I want to have collaboration. I want to have like-minded individuals around me. And then the universe comes in and offers you another cup. And they're like, here, add to your collection. You're like, nope. So, and this could be, remember, reverse the energy as applies, right? This could be people around you as well. Okay, there could be people seeing you find your counterparts. It's making them feel like they're on the edge of the cliff and they're going, well, fuck this. I'm just going to pour out this cup before it can go into anywhere. Be careful of false flags is the message here. Just because you're hanging on by your fingertips doesn't mean all hope is lost. Okay, just because it looks like that ledge is going to crumble doesn't mean that it will, right? Do not pour out a good cup just because you're afraid of making bold moves towards your destiny. The biggest things in life that are worth it for us involve risk. Okay, full right at the center of this triplet here. And on one hand, we have moving towards your destiny and the things that are meant for you, and on the other hand, you have pouring out a perfectly good cup that the universe has offered you. So be very careful when you're navigating these energies, especially a Fool energy. When you feel like you're taking a leap of faith, it can feel very unsteady. The thing is that you are the King of Swords. You understand your intellect. You understand the truth. And that's going to be your ally. Remember, false red flags can often come up when we're making massive changes and when we're making big developments for our betterment. So understanding our truth and understanding the crowns that we gained from working towards that truth is going to be absolutely crucial in keeping us in a controlled energy of our intellect, of the air energy, of communication, of technology, of travel, of health, of whatever it may be. All right, let's get a little bit from the bag of tricks. Excuse me. Sorry, I got lost there for a second. I forgot what I was doing. All right, unexpected and plead. I'm hearing you're going to have an unexpected request for help. Now, somebody is going to come to you and say, please. They're going to say please. And whether it's please help me, whether it's please hear me out, whether it's whatever it is. Something is going to come to you that is going to be a culmination of a cycle that is going to be very divinely guided, where somebody is going to come to you with their hands together saying, please, 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 please. Okay? Some of you, this is you, where you're like, you didn't realize that you would ever wish for this kind of a thing, but you are. It's unexpected, but you're literally saying to the universe, please bring this to me. Please, I would really like it. Yeah? Interesting. Transformation and impasse. You've been stuck in a rut. Yesterday we had the energy of stuck in a rut. You couldn't move forward. You were stuck in the mud. You were in quicksand. All of that. But the thing, excuse me, thing is, in that quicksand, you were in the chrysalis still, and the butterfly will emerge from the chrysalis. And I'm hearing that it's going to free you from that impasse. Embrace this transformation. Embrace this transformative energy. Embrace the Mars in Scorpio vibe. Take decisive action in order to transform yourself, and then that gets rid of those ruts. Foreign and vow. Just trying to figure out what this little picture is that I've drawn. I have no idea what it is. Foreign and vow, yeah. You're signing up for something that's very unfamiliar to you. You're making a promise to something that you don't know much about. Okay, you're trying to come into union with something that you're not fully an understanding of, that feels foreign to you, that feels unlike you, that's out of your ordinary, that's not your usual type, not your usual style. But I do think that this is a really beautiful thing. It's bringing you out of your comfort zone. It's going to not only push you to continue to exalt yourself and to grow and to do all those wonderful things, but it's going to give you a whole new set of experience and perspective to lean on, to compare notes with, to understand somebody else's perspective in order to better see how you are and how maybe you've been pigeonholed, how that rut may have been very much about a limited mindset, and that this different thing that's totally uncustomary for you is going to give you the other information that you need in order to make these promises to yourself and to others. Find a new approach and be honest. What was I saying at the very beginning? You have things that you want to do, and you've tried to do this kind of stuff before with the same kind of risks, but before you kind of went, oh, I'll deal with that when I get to it, and it shot you in the foot. It created disappointments. It dissolved friendships. It made conflict. Don't do that anymore. Okay? Find a new approach and do so by being honest. Speak your truth. Be authentic. Go out there and get what it is that you desire, but do so in an authentic way. Because you've tried doing what you think that you need to do to get to where you needed to go, and it just met you with more challenge. Now we need to find a new approach, and it's a heart-centered one. You got to be brave, but it's going to do you so much good. All right, my darlings, that's it for me. I will see you tomorrow. So sorry, but until then, I'm so sorry for anything you're going through if I've made you feel a certain way. Thank you for being a beautiful being and lending your energy to the circuit that I hold so dear. Thank you to your guides, my guides, the Ascended Masters, whatever other energies helped us find in a timeless manner the clear, concise messages for our greatest good, whether it be right now in the near or distant future. If you're here listening to me, it's because there's something in here for you, even if you're not loving hearing it. I love you to the moon and stars and to infinity and beyond and back. You're a beautiful, brave being, and it's just fucking delightful. And I accept this, and I hope you do too. But if not, it's all good. We'll catch you another time. Bye.